Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Delilah from the Holistic Enchilada, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what I learned in 1 full year of really committing to the curly girl method. So this video backtracks a little bit because I'm talking about all the changes that I made in 2018 and we're almost at the end of 2019, so I'll have to make a new video for this year because I learned even more things in my second year. But for my first year of really applying the CG methods correctly and using the right products and focusing on application and all that stuff, my hair did change quite a bit, even though I had been wearing it curly for so many years and I was kind of like on a modified CG routine for a couple of years already. So I'm making this video to go with that blog post that I wrote last year or earlier this year about what I had learned last year. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first thing that I figured out was to deep condition on dirty hair. And this was something that I had never really thought about before. My whole life I have been deep conditioning. After washing my hair, like normal, you shampoo, you put your deep conditioner, and then you rinse and style. And I continue to do that. And even though my hair is high porosity and it is pretty dry at the ends, I think because it's so fine and thin and low density, the weight of the deep conditioner really weighs it down. So I heard about deep conditioning on dirty hair and I was intrigued and I thought, okay, let me give it a try and see. And it is exactly what my hair needed. I get the right amount of moisture, but by following it with the shampoo after, it kind of removes, I guess, a little bit of moisture so that it's not over moisturized, because what was happening was my hair would come out so soft and kind of, it was like thin and wispy, like the curls wouldn't hold. It was just too moisturized after deep conditioning, but I knew I needed to do it and my stylist kept telling me I needed to do it. So really doing it on dirty hair and then shampooing after was exactly what my hair needed. I also do better with deep conditioners that have protein in them for the same reason. So I try to find ones that have protein. One of my favorite ones is the Shea Moisture. I think it's called Strengthen and Repair or Restore, something like that. It's the line that goes with the Jamaican black castor oil. So now I always deep condition on dirty hair and it works perfectly for me. So if you've got hair like mine, fine, low density, give it a try and see if it works for you. Second thing I learned was to simplify my routine. I really only need one styling product. So I stopped experimenting with all these curl creams and curl activators and all that stuff. And I realized my hair does better with less. So I just needed to find a really good shampoo, conditioner, and gel. And that's really all my hair, well, and a leave-in conditioner. So shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and gel. And that's all my hair needs. So I've talked about it before. I do really well with Evolve and Raw Curls. So I usually alternate between the two because Raw Curls is a little bit more moisturizing, the shampoo and conditioner, and their gel has a harder hold. But Evolve is a little less moisturizing, the shampoo and conditioner, but their styling products are a little more moisturizing, and then I get softer, bouncier curls. Like this is day 3, yes, after using Evolve products. So I just go back and forth depending on what my hair needs, and I know I need a lathering shampoo, low poo, forget about co-washing and all these other no poo. That stuff doesn't work for my hair. I need a lathering shampoo, so I use a low poo. I need a light conditioner, and I need an extremely light leave-in conditioner. Very, very light. And just one styling product. Gels do really well because they help to clump my hair. They hold the curl pattern, so they dry in that crunchy cast, which really holds the curl like this. And then once I take out the crunchy cast, it actually holds its shape. If I use other styling products, my curl tends to relax throughout the day or days. So I really prefer just using a gel, and just one styling product has been really well. If I layer too many products, several products, or use too much product, then I find that the root starts to get weighed down and greasy and I need to wash more often. And I don't like washing my hair more than every 3 days because it just is too much work. So I'd rather go longer in between washes, embrace a little bit of the frizz so I can have some volume. I don't mind, but just finding that perfect kind of ratio and what kind of product your hair needs makes a big difference. Before I started using the right products and styling products, really, you would see that my hair was not clumping. Like it wouldn't clump like this. I didn't have these big clumps like that. It was just really stringy looking. It was curly, but it was stringy looking, and it would frizz very easily because I didn't have the clumps. So this past year was really the year that I was able to figure out how to clump my hair. And the main driver for clumping is the next thing that I learned is the application method. So how I applied my products was key to getting this clumping in my hair. So what I learned is my hair needs to be soaking wet, and I had not tried that before. Like I had actually tried it once or twice before, and I didn't like the way it looked early on when I started doing the curly girl method. And then I just kept on doing what I was doing. And then I went back last year and I said, let me try it again. And I noticed I had done it wrong, basically, that my hair needs to be soaking wet for those clumps to, be formed. And then once I apply the product, I really need to spend a lot of time just squishing and squishing and squishing it in. And I squish until almost like no water is dripping out in the shower with my head upside down. I do this all. So it does take a couple of minutes, but that really helps my curls form, clump up, and have no frizz. So the application method was key for me. I had tried the bowl method, praying hands, raking. I can't even think of all the other ones. What works well for me is it's not really praying hands, but kind of just like smoothing it over. And then sometimes I will do praying hands. It just depends, I guess, on my mood. It works sometimes. It works with a nice thick gel. It doesn't work with thin styling products. And then a lot of squishing, like I said, a lot of squishing. That's the key there. And sometimes I need to add a little bit more water or a little bit spray leave-in conditioner to get it to really soften up and clump. If I see that my curls are not clumping in the shower when I'm about to put my styling products, I'll add more water. If that doesn't work, I'll add a little bit more leave-in conditioner. That usually does it right there. The next thing I learned was how to diffuse my curls so that the clumps actually stay in place. I was just kind of, getting my hair and getting the diffuser and just kind of doing this thing, and I'd flip it around, and I'd put it upside down, and I'd go like this over and over, and it would frizz a lot. I would get volume, but it was really frizzy. The clumps would fall apart, they would separate. So once I figured out pixie diffusing, which is where you take one section of your hair, for example here, you put it in a diffuser, push it up to your scalp, and you hold it there for like 30 seconds at a time, and then you just repeat that over and over. That was the key, because then the clumps were actually staying intact. My hair was drying like that. I would get a nice cast, because I couldn't get a cast before drying it the other way. Now I was actually getting a cast, and so that really helped with my curl definition and frizz. And then the last thing that I learned about was nighttime curl care, and I have a video on that already, so if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. But basically, using a hair buff and a silk pillowcase to protect my hair at night makes a big difference in how much time I was spending on my hair the next few days and how often I was washing. Because if my curls would stay intact, I would wash less often, and I wouldn't really have to fuss with it in the morning. So like today, for example, day 3, I haven't really touched my hair since I washed it. I mean, when I wake up, I just shake it out in place, and then I might get a couple of curls and just like re-twirl like this with my finger, and that usually gets them to settle down if they frizzed out a little bit overnight. But for the most part, I don't really have to do anything in the mornings, and it's because I use a hair buff and a silk pillowcase. So that's really made a big difference. So these are all the things that I learned in my first full year of following the Curly Girl method, and I am now finishing my second year of being fully curly girl, like doing the curly girl method the right way, not halfway doing it. And I've learned even more things this year. So I think in January, I'll probably film another video on all the things that I've learned in the second year for my hair. It doesn't really look too much different than it did last year, but it feels a lot healthier. It's a lot softer. It's shinier than it was before. And I am able to pretty much get my hair to look like this no matter what styling products or what line I'm using. I can use a budget line or anything really. I've got, I guess, the application. I've really figured out how to apply the products in a way that it works well for my hair regardless of what I'm using. So I'll talk about that in my second year of being CG video, which I'll be filming in a couple of months. So I hope this was helpful. If you are new to the curly girl method, please be patient. I have a video that is for beginners and is very basic, what you need to know to start the curly girl method. Have realistic expectations. It's not an overnight thing. I've been wearing my hair curly for like 8 years now, and it's taken me this long for them to look like this. It used to be really frizzy, stringy waves, like 2A, 2B waves, like 10 years ago. So it takes a lot of time and patience, a lot of experimenting. I've had a lot of bad hair days, bad wash days, and it's really, I'm the type of person that I'm not easily flustered. So if my hair looks like crap one day, then I'll just put it up in a bun or a braid, or I'll just rinse it and start over. I'm, not gonna stress about it. It's not a big deal. So you kind of have to have that attitude. Oh, and I also have a free download. It's a beginner's guide to the curly girl method 10-page ebook that has all the steps of the curly girl method, like how to wash your hair, how to condition, style, diffuse, preserve your hair, all broken down into easy steps, talks about ingredients and some common terminology for some of the phrases that you may not understand what they mean. So you can download that below. I will link it. So if you enjoyed this video and you would like more content on curly hair and clean beauty, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.